Hey, what's up? Shane here, better known as the arbologist. If you're in the sports betting game long enough, there's one thing that's going to happen to you eventually. You're going to get limited. It doesn't matter if you're arbing, betting plus EV, using models, or hammering promos, the books will eventually catch on. And I've been getting DMs almost every day from folks saying, bro, I just got limited. Am I done? And the short answer is no. Actually, you're just getting started. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through ways to stay profitable after getting limited. But first, let's level set. When a sportsbook limits your account, it's not because you broke a rule, it's because you're winning. You're beating their pricing, operating with discipline, and costing them money. It's annoying, yes, but in a way, it's a badge of honor. Remember, the hard truth is limits are inevitable in this space. But here's what most bettors don't realize. Books don't limit evenly. They limit based on market type, think props versus main lines, and bet type, live versus pregame. I've had accounts such as DraftKings where I couldn't get more than $20 down pregame, but I was still able to bet hundreds live on the same market. Researching market and bet types to find profitable edges is key to your continued success. So don't just walk away, because there is a playbook for phase 2. So let's talk strategies. Attack books that don't limit or limit less. There are books out there that either don't limit at all, limit much more slowly, or that have soft spots in some of their markets and bet types. Here's my go-to list, starting with offshore books that will forever be in your arsenal. Bookmaker is an OG sharp book that will not limit you. They offer great lines versus domestic books, both pre-match and live, so feel free to attack at will. BetOnline is another offshore book that is especially strong with main lines. You're never going to feel limited sticking to main markets here, especially live betting. Here's a pro tip. The key feature to most offshore books, they'll show you available liquidity prior to placing your bet, which is huge for many reasons. It's an arbitrage bettor's dream, of course, but it's also key to plus EV bettors because it clues you in on the book's confidence in the line they've set, allowing you to properly weight the book when determining market value. To see my method of defining market value in plus EV and to figure out why you may be struggling, check out my video linked above, where I go into great detail sharing tips on plus EV that will change your game forever. Here are a few examples of displayed liquidity. We'll open Bookmaker and look to bet the Reds at -1.5 on the run line at +170. You can see the book immediately tells us we can bet up to $5,000. We'll look at the same bet at BetOnline, but the only simple difference here is you need to ask to see the liquidity available for this bet by pressing the Risk Max Limit button. As you can see, we're allowed to place up to $2,500 on the same bet. Big time features from big time books. You're not going to attack props directly from most offshore books, but what almost all of them have is a legit weapon integrated as a third-party odds provider called Props Builder. This feature is massive for pregame betting, both arbitrage and plus EV, and can be found at 10 plus other popular offshore books, such as Bovada, MyBookie, BetAnySport, and BetNow. Here's the beauty of Props Builder. Although it's the same interface and odds provider across all offshore books, each is treated independently when it comes to being limited. Yes, Props Builder will limit you eventually, but since there are 10 plus across the enterprise, you can ride for quite a while betting up to $500 on pre-match props. Still relatively new to the space are betting exchanges or peer-to-peer platforms such as NoVig and ProphetX. Unlike traditional sportsbooks, there's no house here. Other bettors are setting the market and placing their own liquidity, which can lead to wild value and tons of arbitrage opportunities. Exchanges offer a permanent solution because they will never limit you. But if you're new to the space, just understand and pay particular attention to the available liquidity as you start hammering arbitrage bets, because you don't want to get caught one-sided. I'll often place exchange bets first in the arb process to avoid this happening. Another great addition to the space is the Sweepstakes platform, and particularly Fliff, which is available in more states than traditional sportsbooks, making it a key factor for folks in limited market states such as Florida, Texas, and California. Fliff offers incredible value versus most domestic books, both pre-match and live, and in most markets, including props. Although Fliff will eventually limit or even ban you after you win enough money, and you will, it usually takes a while, and you can typically eat to the tune of 15 to 20K in profit before they'll take action. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about my legit favorite book of all time. Hands down, no questions asked, it's FanDuel. Although you'll likely get limited on FanDuel within a month of heavy arbitrage, especially if you're attacking pregame, the beauty is you can still get down very profitable bet sizes even after getting flagged. I can still get down hundreds on pregame sides and even some prop markets, but the real value in this book are the live limits across the board. Hundreds on live props depending on the market, and thousands on live main market plays. These bet sizes post limits are a dream come true. If all books allowed this kind of action, I probably wouldn't have time to make any videos. I'd be too busy making money. Now that was a ton of information, so let's take a moment to show a few examples and give you visual context of the concepts while using a few of the books previously mentioned. Here's the live MLB arbitrage opportunity I placed between Bookmaker, a book that doesn't limit, and a limited FanDuel account. I bet $200 on the Cardinals to score over 5.5 on Bookmaker at plus 113, while betting the same amount on the Cardinals to score under 5.5 on FanDuel at plus 116. As you can see from the slips in simple math, I stood to earn between $26 and $32 regardless of the outcome. A solid 8% return on investment for 30 seconds of work. How about this live NBA arb where I bet $1,000 on the under 199.5 at plus 110 on BetOnline and $1,000 on the over 199.5 at plus 112 on FanDuel. I'm not one to typically use bet sizes this large in arbitrage, but if the opportunity is there and the market allows it, why not? This single arb netted me a 6% return on investment at a profit of $100 to $120. Lastly, here's a live NBA prop that middled between a limited FanDuel account and the amazing props builder tool I mentioned previously. I was able to bet $88 on Powell to score 20 plus on FanDuel at plus 140, while hedging $113 on props builder for Powell to score under 20.5 at minus 114. The beauty? He scored exactly 20 points, netting me the win on both slips for a 111% return on investment at a profit of $223. These are perfect examples of live arbitrage that will always exist in the space due to market inefficiencies and books that don't limit or allow profitable bet sizes post limits. Keep in mind, each of these has quirks and soft spots that will give you fresh angles. If you're not exploring these, you're not doing the work it takes to succeed in edge betting. Don't go at it alone. Here's the best tip I can give you. Your network will be the most profitable edge you possess. Branch out, stay humble, and help others succeed, and you'll get back what you put in. One of the best aspects of this community is our positive outlook on other success and our willingness to share basic fundamentals. You never know what edges you'll find as a unit, but I can guarantee you this, it's infinitely more than you'll find alone. Let's recap. Remember, limits at most books can fluctuate between market type and bet type. You may have to dial back the easy button of player props, but trust me, there's more than enough opportunity in main and alt lines to allow very profitable bet sizes. Adding offshore books, specifically those that don't limit, will exponentially increase your profits and pair well with domestic books like FanDuel and DraftKings, which allow larger bet sizes even after being flagged, especially live. Add exchanges such as NoVig and ProphetX, along with sweepstakes platforms, specifically Fliff. Dive into live betting. Bottom line, live markets equal liquidity. If you've dunked on pre-match for a month and now you're limited across the board, I wish you'd have done this sooner, but there's no better time than the present. Although there's a learning curve, live betting is the single most profitable betting strategy in the edge betting game, whether you're attacking EV or arbitrage. And most important, expand your network. Both for the necessity of partnership or P2 accounts, as they relate to longevity and scalability of your business, as well as working as a group to discover soft areas where books may still be vulnerable. Look, I get it. Getting limited feels like a punch in the gut. But if you've made it this far, it means you're sharp. It means you've built a winning strategy, and now it's time to evolve. Using tips from this video, as well as talking to other pros such as the Arb Father, Arb Thief, Billy Collins, or Cross the Odds, there are so many good dudes willing to help you succeed. And the last word of advice, don't get emotional. It'll likely lead to bad decisions. And whatever you do, especially if you've been successful in the past and love this space as much as I do, don't quit. Adapt, scale, and I promise with a little effort and more investment, you'll keep printing. If this video helped, drop a like, subscribe, and shoot me a DM if you're stuck. I've helped hundreds of bettors push through this wall, and I can help you too. You can use the link above to check out our podcast, Beyond the Odds, where myself and 2 other pros talk about all aspects of edge betting in great detail. It's a game changer for sure. Now thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next video.